You like to believe people judge you fairly, that they give you time, that they wait for evidence, that they separate appearance from ability. They don't. Your fate is often decided before you finish your first sentence. Here's the uncomfortable truth. First impressions aren't opinions, they're filters. Once a filter is set, everything you do afterward is interpreted through it. You don't get judged on what you do. You get judged on what people expect you to do, and expectations form fast, painfully fast. Let me show you how this works. You meet someone for the first time. Before you speak, their brain has already assessed your posture or your tone, your facial tension, your pace, your confidence level. All of this happens subconsciously. By the time you start explaining who you are, their mind has already decided what kind of person you feel like. That feeling becomes the verdict. Now here's the part most people never recover from. Once a first impression is formed, your future behavior doesn't update it. It defends it. If you made a strong first impression, your mistakes get softened. Off day. Unlucky. Still solid. If you made a weak first impression, your competence gets questioned. Surprising. Not consistent. Maybe got lucky. Same behavior, different interpretation. That's why first impressions decide trajectories. Now take this into real life. Why do some people get second chances effortlessly while others are watched closely? First impression. Why do some people get trusted early while others need to prove themselves endlessly? First impression. Why do some people get interrupted less, challenged less, questioned less? First impression. This isn't personal. It's neurological. The brain hates revising early judgments. It prefers consistency over accuracy. Once it labels you, it looks for evidence that confirms the label. Anything that contradicts it gets ignored or explained away. Now here's the brutal part. You don't get unlimited first impressions. Most environments only give you one. A job interview, a first meeting, a new team, a new relationship. Miss it, and you spend months, sometimes years, trying to climb out of a hole you didn't know you fell into. That's why just be yourself is dangerous advice. Because your unfiltered self may not survive the first 30 seconds. Now let's go deeper. First impressions are not about looks alone. They're about signal clarity. People ask one question subconsciously. Do I understand where this person fits? If the answer is yes, you're accepted. If the answer is no, you're resisted. Hesitation confuses people. Confusion triggers caution. Caution limits opportunity. That's why people who appear clear, even if they're wrong, move faster than people who appear uncertain. Certainty feels safe. Now listen carefully. The most damaging first impressions aren't loud failures. They're subtle signals. Speaking too fast, over-explaining, nervous laughter, apologizing unnecessarily, trying too hard to be liked. None of these are crimes. But together, they send one message: low status. And once low status is assigned, everything you say carries less weight. Now look at the opposite. People who enter calmly, speak less, pause before answering, hold eye contact. They don't rush to be understood. And because of that, they're assumed to have depth. That assumption becomes momentum. Now here's the shift. Powerful people don't leave first impressions to chance. They design them, they control their pace, their posture, their silence, their emotional leakage. They understand that the first impression isn't about proving value, it's about framing value. Once the frame is set, proof becomes easier. Now, turn this inward. How many times have you tried to fix an impression after it was already formed? How many times have you explained more, worked harder, spoken louder, and still felt unseen? That wasn't because you lacked ability. It was because the frame was wrong, and frames are hard to break. Here's the rule. You rarely get judged on your best moment. You get judged on your first. So don't treat first impressions casually. They're not introductions, they're auditions, and most people fail them before they realize they're on stage. Stay sharp.
Thanks for spending time with us. If this sparked a new way of thinking, hit like and subscribe to keep the ideas flowing. And don't forget, check the description for the links to the resources and the original books we used today. We'll see you in the next one.